I want to be a good climber because this is the person I want to be. I want to be at my top level. I don't want in 10 years from now to think we had a perfect balance. We had a perfect tiny little family with one kiddo. We could climb and do everything that we wanted, and we spoiled it because we wanted too much, and we went for a second kid. I don't know how to find the balance yet, but I'm going to work really hard to find it. I will get back, I know that. To be honest, when we started to talk about having a second baby, we were in a really happy place. Arthur was getting quite independent, really happy at the crag, and honestly, why would you make a second kid when suddenly you found a balance and you're gonna break that balance again? So it's nearly like we went for a second kid because we wanted Arthur to have a sibling. Not really for us.
It might sound a bit over the top if I was to tell you that having Arthur was probably the hardest thing that Cara and I have ever done. You know, no one ever tells you that raising kids is going to be this tough. And I guess that's probably some sort of human survival mechanism, because if they did, no one would have children. But the first few months of Arthur's life were pretty miserable. We were in a bit of a dark hole.
Lovely bath crystals for Valentine's Day.
Teach me! Training time, I've got 45 minutes while baby naps. And yes, that's a breastfeeding bra. I remember not like an explosion of joy, you know, it was more like, okay, I'm back falling in that hole. Like, I wanted it, but it's more like a rational decision, and I will become fat, lose all of my abdominals, and I'll have to climb up the mountain all over again. And it was nearly disheartening. All right, I'm ready. Ready? Yeah.
Good job, Mummy. Say good job. Bravo, Mama. The truth is that I couldn't really do that much. In fact, for me, during both pregnancies, I always just felt a little bit useless. Just sort of watching as Caroline slowly loses almost everything that she knows about herself, and trying to encourage her and comfort her that she will get it back. And I guess this time it was probably easier because she's been there before and she's done it once. She knew what to expect. But still, there were some tough moments for her, and I could really see that.
That's it, no more. I'm already sad at the concept that I have to get through that again.
From around 8 months, Caroline felt like it could have been any day, and we knew that at that point that it was still really, really early, and everyone was telling her, you know, try just to hold on a little bit longer, and she was like, I don't care, I just need this thing out of me.
I would say the hardest thing in my life ever, definitely the birth. And both Arthur's birth and Zoli's birth, just horrible moments, to be honest. I know some women say it's the most empowering moment of their lives, but it didn't really feel like that for me. I think I bridged the water this night, but I'm not sure.
Either that or she just did a little pee-pee.
I just need to call the maternity to ask if I had to go there. While James is doing his own thing, I'm going to do that. Huh?
And at the end of it, we ended up probably going to the hospital 4 or 5 times for false alerts.
Maternity time for the 3rd time. Yeah, I'm contracting, nothing new, but no baby yet today. So they're just doing a monitoring and I'm gonna go back home for the 3rd time.
I think I know Caroline well enough to have an idea of what she might be feeling. And I remember just thinking, when it was all going on, even though everything was going well, just thinking, poof, I'm so happy I don't have to do this. I'd be so rubbish right now.
So, what happened, Carolina?
Having a child that comes into the world and just seems to be in 100% health is just the biggest gift you could ever be given. And then the sleepless nights begin again. And you forget all about that. And you go back into the black hole.
Little finger in the mouth. Doesn't work. I've tried a baby carrier, but obviously that's not safe. Oh, little finger works for about 20 seconds. What is it? 8th of November, so it is 1 month, 1 day old. And my first time on the board, I would even call it a session. I'm gonna do not even 5 minutes, I'm gonna just chill. Well, it doesn't count as chill. I'm gonna try and climb a bit. Yeah, this time I've definitely allowed myself the possibility that maybe I wouldn't be able to come back. I needed to allow myself to fail, to be able to go through the process without stress. I don't know if it's because I'm in a better shape than I was for Arthur, or because I'm wound. But now I'm kind of happily surprised. I'm shit, but I'm not as shit as I thought I was going to be. In terms of recovery in France, you get 10 sessions with a midwife. I would say this is really crucial to get back to a basically functioning body. So I was religiously listening to my midwife. When my midwife gave me the green light, for little exercises, first you can start running, you can start doing like side abdominals, you can start doing like this type of exercise, and then finally you can start climbing when Zozo was 1 month and a few weeks. Ah, je t'en prie. 2 minutes and a half. Did you see the size of my forearms? These are not climbers' forearms. They should be twice as big nearly, huh? I don't have any forearms anymore.
It's not so different, look.
Tu rigoles ou quoi? I don't want to show myself that it's true that you can come back to your best level. I know you can do it because I've done it. What I would like to share is the how-to, actually, like all the little tricks that make it possible step after step.
Hello, Maddie. How are you?
Hi, Caro. Really good to see you. How are you doing?
We actually never talk in real, huh? We always just send message to each other because it's hard to get on. Hello, Arthur.
If you want to come back to climbing, like if you're a little bit serious about it, you need advice from people around you, and it's super difficult. There is very little resource out there for pregnant women and recovering women. I guess it's just not a thing yet.
Tom being Tom sent me to you without any explanation, so
Yeah, he does things like that. Yeah, it's lovely to meet you as well. And so I've worked for Lattice for a couple of years now, so I'm a coach and part of the team. And I've also spent the last couple of years looking into pregnancy and returning to climbing postpartum. I think it's really interesting, and I guess I just really enjoy the idea of helping women get back to climbing and the thing they love.
I would have you in my country and actually pay you to train me like in real life.
Tom Rundle, he pointed me towards Maddie Cope straight away as soon as I talked about training. And very soon I realized she's really on it. She's super documented. I'm really happy to have that light guiding me in my steps of recovery, rather than just stumbling in the dark like I did with Arthur. Oh God, arriving in 8 minutes. Jim's been driving with his little finger in Jolie's mouth for 2 hours. It was definitely a process that we're going to be able to rely on James' parents a little bit so we can train a bit more, and we can free some time to have conversations with Lattice and get started on that training program.
Definitely, and often people sort of, I guess within the climbing world, a lot of people, and it's, you can do it. I actually just find my fingers slip a little bit on this and, you know, pick it up and hold it for 10 seconds.
If you are in a situation where you're lucky enough to have a family or, you know, grandparents close by, then that actually starts to put things back into a relatively normal situation where you can actually have some time for yourselves. And that's what we wanted to experience this year in the UK over Christmas, because my parents obviously still live in the UK. So we figured it was a good time to drive back there and to spend some really good quality family time with everybody.
On paper, if you think of climbing in a Peak District, you could think it's a good place for children because the approaches are short, there's bouldering and trad climbing. In reality, we've already experienced that in the past. The Peak District is the worst place for children because we go there in full winter. So you have to imagine it's 2 degrees at the very best, can be windy, it's super humid, and actually even just the floor is wet. So it's really difficult to even just put a baby down on the floor. So we sort of knew that if we could make it in terms of, if we did manage to climb in the Peak District, we could climb anywhere. So it was more like a baptism of fire, but every minute that you get there is a very good minute.
It's actually one of the first problems that Caroline ever climbed on Gritstone about 10 years ago when I brought her there for her first trip. And I think at the time she thought that it was totally stupid to climb a boulder problem as high as that. It's quite funny to see things having kind of gone full circle, where now climbing a boulder problem like that for her is totally normal, and it's something that she can do as one of her first climbs back after such a big deal as giving birth.
Yeah, there they are.
I'm so proud of myself. It's a really high boulder. I mean, it's easy, it's like 60 boulder, but I remember the first time I did it, I was terrified, and then I never did it again. And I'm very happy we are showing ourselves that it works with 2 children. Sort of.
Promise she's there. Say, Nanny, Mummy. Come on, Mummy.
Things can always change, and with kids things are always developing. So I'm not going to be so cocky as to say that yes, we've figured it out, 2 children, ticked, done, let's move on to the next. But At the minute, it is working. And so, yeah, we're at the top of our first mountain. I'm sure there's many, many more to come. But we're just going to take it like we've always done with kiddies. Baby step after baby step.
It's quite funny, I'm separated into two people. There's Caro, who wants to be a mom, just a perfect mom, and climbing gets out of the picture. And there's Caro, who wants to remain a climber because this is what I am. And I guess I need to reconcile these two people who are not going in the same direction.
I don't think either of us were particularly scared that we individually could find our level again, if necessary. But that's not what we wanted to do. You know, since we've been together, we've been a team. First of all, just the two of us. Then we made it work with Arthur as a threesome. And now we want to do that with Zozo as a foursome.
After two babies, I've realized now that I need to be a climber to be able to be a good mom. I need some space for my passion to be able to be passionate about my children as well. Zoe is 4 months old now, so obviously I'm clearly not back yet. I'm not slim yet, and I'm not toned yet. But it's really not just about that. It's also creating a climbing space with two children. It's not easy to be a climber with two babies, but it's really possible. Caro point, I don't know, 1, 2, 3. The new version of Caro that I am, I know I will be as good a climber. In my dreams, I would be even better a climber. I don't know if this is going to happen because realistically, I've spent my whole life trying to push my level to my limit. But you don't know, because I've definitely learned something that I didn't know about before I was a mom. I've learned to be patient.